Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, June 11th. We made it to Friday. What do you want to call it? Like shut the front door Friday? I don't know what we're going to do. But it is Friday. Here we are in the futures. Looking, overall pretty good. Staying kind of inside this little channel here. If we pop over here to the morning, we've actually come down about 50 cents or so, 45 cents or so off of the high here in the SPY, but overall still looking really productive. We're continuing that nice move on, and yeah, it's good, right? We see a little bit of recovery here in the Russell 2000 futures. We bounced the 8, which I'm happy about because that they had been kind of leading. They took a little break and now they're moving along. Dow Industrial here dipped below the 20 in the overnight session and now pushing back up. Our 3 and 8 are laying right up on top of each other. Still kind of a little bit of a downward trend, short-term downward trend. We'll see and watch for the reversal up off of the 20. Now, if you go back here and look, we've come through the 20 to just to smack that 50. The 50 is a lot closer this time here than it was back here. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as we move forward. Now, communication sector, tech sector is actually stronger. If you look at the overall sector movement, healthcare is leading the way with tech, real estate, and then communication services hot on their heels. So those are the sectors that should be that we should be watching today. Okay, let's take a look at some charts. There's a few that we really liked yesterday, and this one is at the top of my list, Datadog. Why? Well, look at this trend line. We drew in this trend line, caught up at the top of the chart when it was staying so below the 200, really struggled with trying to get over it. Yesterday we did come over that, put in a nice strong close, had a really good volume in it, and looking for continuation this morning. Thus far, we are seeing some of that continuation. This trend line now, the 200, should be a good stop. I like Datadog and I like the 95s. Let me see where we are on that right now, though. Probably just a smidge above that. No, we're sitting at 94.90. So the 95s here in July, you can always push those out, but the 95 strike is where I would place my my trade there. Billy was another one that we looked at. This one was on our list on Monday and really just didn't pan out. Let me get rid of this old trend line real quick. Really did not pan out, but if you come here, I'm going to go ahead and do this shorter term one here. Right, trend lines can be very helpful. Looking for a move to continue up above this trend line, that will kind of change the breakout. It kind of has a little bit of a look of an inverse head and shoulders here to me as well. So, kind of like that. I know it's not perfect, but but not all charts are perfect. That's all I can say. Okay, so looking at Billy as well, I like the 115s, the July 115s in Billy. One that we have not talked about in I don't know how long. Splunk, right? Look at this. Just everything says downward, downward, downward. Watching, I'm not sure this will set up for today, but I like the look for the trend change and then the move above the 50. We have a gap sitting here that you can see. All right, we have this gap sitting here and then watching for a break of this short-term trend. Here we go. I like that move. I know that the 50 is sitting in there, but Splunk the August 20th, 125. Now, we talked yesterday about PayPal and Square. Now, Square got added to the Motley Fool list, I believe it was. And I thank you guys for sharing that information with me. So, PayPal broke up above its trend line that we drew in very nicely, kind of moving ahead of Bitcoin. I want to pop over real quick and look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin continuing its move up, ready to pull that 3 up over the 8 and come out of that point of control zone. Bitcoin, Square, and PayPal have been really moving together until just recently when PayPal went ahead and decided to leave Bitcoin behind. But Square here it's still kind of trading with it, looking for a move in Bitcoin and Square kind of together to
IPOs
to
for
help
today.
pull it up above this point of control. I like the idea of this this square trade. Maybe more of a like a partial piece up above this point of control area at 219, and then an add-on about 222 for a move to the 50 is kind of what I would look at. I like the square 716 220s. All right. We also talked about PLTR. This snuck back up on the list yesterday. Now, when we looked at it, it was at the top end of its candle. It has been, just in this channel here for a little bit. I like this for a move above 24.75, and I like the 25 calls in PLTR. I know I kind of have a lot on the list here today. I like CRM. Ooh. CRM again here. Let me get rid of this old trend line. You think I would clean these up when I'm looking at the charts, huh? I like the look of this. Look, we looked at it yesterday as it started pushing back up. We put in just a smidge more volume. The big volume days are right there at the earnings play, but breaking above this clear resistance that we have drawn in here, looking for a continued move above, and we have a gap sitting up here as well, and that gap starts at 244.52. So a lot there in CRM. I like the August 20th 250s. Well, if you're looking for some new clothes, let's take a look at Stitch Fix. We have this nice little bullish gap. We took a little break, pushed ourselves right back into this gap candle. I like this for a reversal to continue back onto the top side in Stitch Fix. Personally, I'm more of a thread up kind of girl, but Stitch Fix is not so bad. So take a look at Stitch Fix. It was Joe who mentioned Roku yesterday. I think it was Joe. This this is one where the sector itself is actually moving, so that helps the many of the names inside of it. Netflix really under pressure, but Roku, all of these moving averages closed up outside of that point of control zone. I like it up above this fib line personally at 353. So take a look at the Roku 355s. Snap has been rather snappy for a while. Nice move up. Took a little break, looking to break out of this little bull. And can you see the pattern in this one? This is one of the ones that I know is an easy pattern to spot. There you go. Inverse head and shoulders there, and pretty easy neckline to draw in, although I'm terrible at drawing. I really should not do that. Okay. Anyway, really like the pattern here in Snap. So take a look at Snap being all snappy. Anything the 65s, really like the 65s. Now there's a bunch on my list that I have to include FUBO, STEM, Now Energy, looking pretty good. NEE, N-E-E, take a look at that. Some of the ones that, and Zoom. I don't want to forget Zoom. Look at Zoom. Zoom. Anyway, really got beat up, came through its earnings. We have the 20 crossing over the 50, and it popped up on the scan yesterday. And look at this nice bullish candle here. It's not an engulfing, but a very nice bullish candle here. Keep an eye on Zoom. I like the Zoom 350s. We talked about the relative strength that we saw in Microsoft, and that is continuing here today. Gap has a gap, and this gap will this gap goes all the way up to 260.12. So really nice look there in Microsoft. And we also talked about Amazon in the couple of watch lists that we've had here lately. But look at this bullish gap push. It's a green candle. Took a little bit of a break inside this the previous day. Came in yesterday, looked at that 50, and then just jumped right up, clearing out a lot of resistance. There is a tiny gap up here that we're trying to stretch up into, and built in some volume. Really like the look in Amazon there as well. So today we are the G7 is together and meeting. So we'll watch for any headlines out of that. If you have any questions, please reach out. HeatherC@GivingTreeTrading.com, or hit me up in the chat room. And I hope to see you soon. Please come join us, and please come join us anytime if you have any friends or anybody that you want to share our room with. please send them on over. Share this video, like it here on YouTube, and help spread the word. We will see you soon.